Many people are still struggling to shoot on NBA 2K24 after constant changes to the way shooting works on this game. I honestly can't blame them, but today I'm going to be showing you guys how to shoot and make every single shot you take on NBA 2K24 after all of the newest changes and Season 2 update. I'm knocking down these extremely contested shots consistently after the new update, and that's just because I know how the shooting works. So if you haven't already, make sure to drop a like because it really helps me out, and hit that sub button so you don't miss a thing. And without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright, so just like I said in my last shooting tips video, I'm going to say it again. You need to learn to walk before you can run, and the first thing you guys need to make sure you do is turn off the jump shot meter. By turning off the jump shot meter, you get a boost to your green window, so make sure if you haven't already that you turn this off. Now once you turn off the jump shot meter, you need to dial in on your shot timing visual cue. The shot timing visual cue is the most important setting when it comes to learning how to become an elite high percentage shooter on this game. I personally recommend using push or release, and the reason why I recommend push or release is because these are the two easiest visual cue timings to learn. If you set it to push, you're going to want to release your shot right after your player brings it to his head, and if you set it to release, you want to release your jump shot right as your player is releasing the shot. Now this next one is not necessarily a requirement, but I highly recommend that you guys have at least an 82 mid-range or an 82 three ball. The reason for this is because at these ratings, you unlock better badges and jump shot bases, and these will significantly increase your green window. Now speaking of jump shots, I'm actually going to show you guys 3 of my personal jump shots that I use right now, but don't worry, if you guys do not meet the requirements for any of these 3 jump shots, I got you guys covered in my next video. I'm going to be dropping a jump shot video with at least 10 different jump shots covering a bunch of different heights and ratings, so make sure to comment down below what your 3-point rating is right now so I know what type of jump shots to put in my next video. Alright, so for the first jump shot, as you guys can see, this is for my 6'6" point guard build, and for the base we're going with the Tracy McGrady base. Now as you guys can see here, the minimum requirement for the Tracy McGrady base is an 87 mid-range or 3-point shot, and unfortunately guys, this runs true for most of the best jump shots in the game. Most of the best jump shots require a higher mid-range or 3-point rating. Now 87 is very high. There are plenty of good jump shots that don't require such a high rating, but the Tracy McGrady base is the best base for any build between 6'5" and 6'9". So if you're able to get this base, definitely put this base on. Now for upper release 1, I'm rocking with Troy Brown Jr., and then upper release 2, I'm going with Kobe Bryant. For the release speed, I'm maxing it out for the very quick timing, and then for the blend, I'm going 58% Troy Brown with 42% for Kobe Bryant. Now this jump shot, like I said guys, is chicken. You guys are going to see in some gameplay I have with this build that I'm dropping soon that this jump shot is crazy. I mean, you could shoot this thing with defenders right in your face if you know what you're doing, and you could green it consistently. So if you're able to rock this jump shot, definitely put this on. All right, for the second jump shot, I've been rocking this jump shot since the first week the game came out, and this is for my 6'4" point guard build. So my 6'4" point guard build, as you guys can see, has a 98 3-point shot, and you guys can see right here, it's the Steph Curry base. That's what brings it all together. It's the Steph Curry base. I highly recommend if you guys are going to make a small point guard build, 6'4" or under, you go with at least a 92 3 ball, so that way you can get this base. It's very, very good, and it's definitely worth it because the green window is huge and it's very fast. Now, for upper release 1, go with Steph Curry. For upper release 2, go with Oscar Robertson. For the release speed, max it out, and then go 69% Steph Curry and 31% Oscar Robertson. Now, you guys can go check out my build video with this jump shot. You guys can go check out my other jump shot videos. I've been using this jump shot since week 1, and this jump shot, in my opinion, is the best jump shot in the game for any guard 6'4" and under. Make sure you put this on and try it out if you have not already. All right, so for this next jump shot, as you guys can see, this is for all my poppers out there 6'10" and higher, and this is the Eric Paschall base. Now, like I told you guys before, this is not a jump shot video, but I'm putting you guys onto my 3 personal jump shots I use across my builds, so make sure that you drop a like for that. Now, as you guys can see, this base you get with an 80 mid-range or higher, or an 83 point shot and higher. That's why I highly recommend putting your mid-range or your 3-point shot to a higher rating. That way you get access to these good bases. So even though I have a 65 3-point rating, I'm able to get this base with an 82 mid-range shot. And I'm with this base, guys, I am knocking down threes every single time I'm open, even though I only have a 65 because I'm using this jump shot. Now, as you guys can see, upper release 1, we're rocking with Nikola Jovic. Hopefully I said that right. And then for upper release 2, we're going with LaMarcus Aldridge. Now, as you guys can see, we're maxing out the release speed, and then we're going to go with 53% Nikola and 47% LaMarcus Aldridge. So that's the jump shot that I'm rocking with on my popper, and I'm telling you guys right now, I'm shooting it over 70% from 3, even though I only have a 65 3 ball, and that's because of this jump shot and the badges that I get with going in 82 mid-range. So definitely try this jump shot out if you're 6'10 or higher, if you can unlock it. I'm telling you guys, this jumper is chicken. But if you have a popper that does not meet the requirements for this jump shot, leave a comment down below what your 3-point rating is or your mid-range, and I got you guys with a jump shot in my next video. The next thing you guys are going to want to do, if you have not already, is you're going to want to make sure you get your hot zones. Hot zones give a significant boost to your green window, and you guys are want to make sure that you get these as soon as possible. Now, after the newest update, 2K recently patched the ability to be able to get your hot zones by playing against a friend in the Gatorade facility. So now the new easiest and best method to get your hot zones is actually at the street ball court. What you guys are going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Sunset Park and you're going to go up against Disco. These games are on a really low difficulty, and all you're going to want to do is shoot from whatever zones you want to turn into hot zones. After each game, all you need to do is go to your 2K card and then go to your shot chart and then go to your hot zones. If you see that your hot zones turn hot, then you're good to go. Now that you've got your hot zones though, you're going to need to make sure that you get your lethal zones. So in case you guys did not know, lethal zones give you a near 70% boost to the edge of your green window. So you guys are going to make sure that you get these lethal zones every single Monday, because every Monday your lethal zones actually reset. So what you guys are going to want to do is you're going to want to head to the Art of Shooting gym, and you're going to want to talk to Lethal Shooter, and then just simply pick whatever 2 zones you want to turn lethal. Now keep in mind, in order to turn a zone lethal, it has to already be a hot zone. Alright, so now after you've done all of that, it's finally time to talk about how to shoot after all of the newest updates on Season 2. If you guys didn't know, in Season 2, 2K removed the speed ups for jump shots on NBA 2K24. What this means is every single time you take a jump shot, it's going to be the exact same speed every single time. Previously, if a defender was even in the vicinity of you, even if you were open, your jump shot was going to get sped up. This made it nearly impossible to master shooting on this game because you never knew what the exact timing of your jump shot was going to be, because it could randomly just get sped up when you're used to it being a slower timing. This actually, in my opinion, makes shooting much easier, but you guys need to also know how to shoot with this new update. Basically, with this new update, you guys are going to want to be targeting the pure green window. Now, if you guys don't know, there is a pure green window in NBA 2K24, which we have not had in the game for years. And basically, a pure green window means that if you hit your green window, you are going to green the shot no matter what. No matter how high of a contest, you are going to green the shot if you hit the pure green window. That's how I'm able to hit all of these contested shots at a high rate. Now, on the flip side, what this also means is that green windows this year are smaller than in years prior. That's why it's harder to shoot a high percentage on average than in years prior, because the green window on average is smaller. And the reason for this is because of the pure green window. If there's a pure green window in the game, the window has to be smaller. Otherwise, you're going to see people literally greening 80% contested shots every single time with their eyes closed. So that is why Mike Wang has said that he's made the pure green window smaller. Now, regardless if you agree with these changes or not, if you want to shoot a high percentage consistently in NBA 2K24, you need to adapt. And the best way to adapt is by learning how to hit the middle of your pure green window every single time. A lot of you guys might not know this, but the reason why it's easier to shoot when you have takeover is because your green window is bigger. So if you're only taking jump shots when your green window is bigger, you're not going to become a good shooter on this game, simply because then you're not going to be consistently hitting the middle of your pure green window. Now, you already know I got you guys with a method to practice your jump shots when you have a smaller green window. The first thing you guys want to do is you're going to want to go to the blacktop, and hopefully you have a second controller, because this does unfortunately require 2 controllers. But basically, you're going to want to go to the left team with your first controller and then the right team with your second controller. After that, you're just simply going to want to start a 1v1 game, and from here you guys can actually press triangle or Y if you're on Xbox, and you can actually pull in your My Player. Now what this is going to do is going to pull in your My Player from your recently opened saves. So whatever My Player you were just playing on, that's the one that it's going to load into the blacktop. From there, I like to pick Tyrese Maxey, but it doesn't really matter, and then make sure you're on Hall of Fame, since this difficulty is closest to what you play online. Now, all I do is I bring the defender as close as I possibly can to the shooter, and then I'm just simply shooting with the defender in my face, and you guys can see that the coverage is either going to say open or he's going to get a small contest around 6 to 10%. Basically, any jump shot you take that is not considered wide open is going to have a much smaller green window. So by taking shots that are slightly covered or that just say open instead of wide open, you are going to learn the pure green window of your jump shot, and you're going to become a much more consistent shooter. So definitely make sure to try this out and let me know if it helps you start to knock down more contested shots, because I know it has definitely helped me, and this is one of the reasons why I'm able to knock down contested shots at a high clip. Now, of course, the next best way to practice your jump shot is in the Gatorade facility. Now, in the Gatorade facility, of course, you're only taking wide open jump shots, so your green window is going to be much bigger, but it is also going to be a similar lane speed to online. So this is a good place to go warm up before you go play in online modes like the park, stage, pro-am, or rec. Moving on, now we're going to be talking about how to knock down fades in NBA 2K24 consistently. The first thing you guys want to do is you're going to want to make sure that you have on a good dribble pull-up with a big green window. The two best dribble pull-ups in the game are Kobe Bryant and Pro 2. I personally highly recommend Pro 2 because it's faster and I think it's more consistent, but a lot of people have a lot of success with Kobe. So use either Kobe or use Pro 2 dribble pull-up. Now, when it comes to fades, of course, you're going to have a much smaller green window from behind the arc, but from the mid-range area, you're going to have a huge green window, especially if you have Mini Magician at least on gold. If you have Mini Magician on gold or even Hall of Fame, your green window from inside the arc is going to be insane on mid-range fades. Front fades and normal fades to the left or right are going to have huge green windows, and you guys want to make sure that if you want to take consistent open shots when trying to create space from your defender, you want to be utilizing the mid-range fades in your game. I'm telling you guys right now, mid-range fades are extremely good in NBA 2K24, and they're a great way to get yourself going. Take a couple mid-range fades, get your green machine going, and then you could start to step outside and take some three-point fades. Now, when it comes to shooting fades from behind the arc, you guys want to make sure that you have at least a little bit of takeover, or you're going to want to make sure that you're taking fades from your lethal zone. You're also going to want to make sure that you have your green machine activated. If you just greened a shot or two, you're going to have a higher chance at hitting fades from behind the arc because your green window is going to be a little bit bigger. So the bigger your green window is, the better chance you have of hitting that green window when you're taking a fade. Now, of course, the easiest way to hit fades from three is to have takeover. Once you activate sharpshooter takeover, you're going to have the biggest green window possible. As long as you're wide open, you should be able to hit fades from three, especially if you're on the line consistently every single time. You just got to get down your shot timing visual cue. You want to make sure you're shooting from your lethal zone if possible, and you're going to want to make sure that you're open. But if you got all these things down pat and you already know the timing of your dribble pull-up, you should be able to hit these fades from three every single time. And now for my final shooting tip. This goes for all jump shot types across the entire game. My final tip, guys, honestly, is to just stick with the same jump shot, the same shot timing visual cue, and the same settings for a long period of time. If you guys are constantly changing around your settings, changing around your jump shot, you are going to become an inconsistent shooter on this game. Me personally, I'm friends with a lot of people who are very inconsistent at shooting on this game, and the reason why they are so inconsistent is because they are constantly changing their settings. If you're constantly changing from push to release to set point on your shot timing visual cue, or you're constantly changing around the releases or the base on your jump shot, you're constantly going to be changing the timing of when you release your shot button. And if you're constantly doing that, you're not going to build up the muscle memory to be able to consistently knock down shots. So basically, just stick with the same jump shot and settings for a long period of time, and I'm telling you guys right now, you're going to become a knockdown shooter on this game. I'm telling you guys right now, I've been sticking with the same jump shot since day one on my 6'4" guard, and that's why I'm such a consistent shooter. I know the second I release my shot button if it's going to be early or late, and so I basically already know if it's going to go in or not. That's why I'm such a consistent shooter, and I'm telling you guys, if you stick with the same exact jump shot and settings, even if you have a bad game or even if you have a bad day, in the long run, you are going to be a more consistent shooter at a higher percentage. So that's going to be all for this video. If you guys found these tips helpful, be sure to drop a like on the video and hit that sub button so you don't miss a thing. Also, comment down below what your 3-point rating is so I know what type of jump shots to put in my next jump shot video. And also let me know the height as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.